Hi guys, my name is David and welcome back to another episode where I read a horror poem. This is going to be a very special reading as this is dedicated to our one and only Pax Panic. And this poem is from an author which she really enjoys reading a lot about and from. So Pax, this is especially for you. So today's poem is called The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as some one gently rapping at my chamber door. This some visitor, I muttered, tapping at my chamber door? Only this and nothing more. Ah, distinctly I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books succours of sorrow, sorrow from the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore, nameless here for evermore. And the slicken, sad and uncertain rustling of each purple curtain filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, this some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door? Some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more. Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. Sir, I said, or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is, I was napping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door. That I scare was I heard you. Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and only the word there spoken was the whispered word, Lenore. This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, Lenore. Merely this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping, somewhat louder than before. Surely, I said, surely that is something at my window latest. Let me see, then, what fret is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery implore. This the wind, and nothing more. Open here I flung the shutter, when, with a flirt and a flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least observance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but, with mien of lord and lady, perched above my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird, begilding my sad fancy into smiling, but the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, though, I said, art thou no craven? Ghastly grim and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore, tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's plogan shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Much I marvelled this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little resiliency bore, for we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing birds above his chamber door. Bird or beast, the sculptured bust above his chamber door, with such name as nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placard bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing further than he uttered, not a feather that he fluttered, till I scarcely more that muttered, our friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said, nevermore. Startled by the stillness, broken by reply so aptly spoken, doubtless I said, what it utters is its only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master whom unmerciful disaster followed faster until his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burn bore of never, nevermore. But the raven still begilding all my fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird, and bust and door. Then upon the violet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore, meaning in croaking, nevermore. This I sat engaging, in guessing, but no syllable expressing, to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat dividing, with my head at ease reclining, on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamplight gloated over, but whose violent lining, with the lamp light gloating over, she shall press, nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumes from an unseen censer, swung by saffron whose footfalls tinkling on the turfed floor. Wench, I cried, thy God have lent thee, by these angels he have sent thee. Respite, respite, nepenthe, from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff, O quaff, this kindeth nepenthe, and forgotten this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, whether temper sent, or whether temper tossed, thee here ashore, desolate yet all undaunted, on this deserted land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore. Tell this soul with sorrow laden if, within the distant Eden, it shall clasp a sainted maiden, whom the angels named Lenore. Clasp a rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels named Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word our sign in parting, bird or friend, I shrieked, upstarting. Get thee back into the tempest of the night's Pluton shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie the soul have spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take that beak from out my heart, and take thy form from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door, and his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight over him streaming throws his shadow on the floor, and my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore. Okay guys, so that has been my attempted reading of The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Apologies if I didn't pronounce every single word properly. I did do my best. As I said at the start, this video and this reading is dedicated to Pax Panic, so I did my best. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you enjoyed it as well, Pax. And yeah, I'll see you on my next one.